There's a feeling spreading across Europe right now.
Barca is always a top team in Europe, I think.
You can sense it in the pre-match press conferences. You can see it in the way managers talk about facing Barcelona. It's not respect, it's not caution, it's fear, and it's justified. Because what Hansi Flick has built at Barcelona isn't just a good team having a strong run of form. This is something different, something that's making elite managers sit in their offices at night, watching tape, trying to find an answer that doesn't exist. Let me show you why. Picture this. You're Athletic Bilbao's manager. You've prepared your team for weeks. You know Barcelona are dangerous, but you've got a plan. Your players are motivated. The fans are behind you. 22 minutes into the match, you're losing 1-0. Okay, not ideal, but manageable. 30 minutes in, it's 2-0. Your plan is falling apart. 34 minutes, 3-0. 38 minutes, 4-0. 4 goals in 16 minutes. Your halftime talk is already written, except now you're trying to prevent psychological collapse instead of making adjustments. The final score? 5-0. And honestly, it could have been 8. That's not just a loss, that's a public execution. And Athletic aren't a weak team. They're one of Spain's most resilient, physical and organised sides. But against this Barcelona, none of that mattered. Or maybe you're Real Madrid. You've beaten Barcelona before. You have the best young talent in the world in your squad. You're confident. The Supercopa final, just days ago. You go behind. You fight back to 2-2 by half-time. 3 goals in stoppage time of the first half alone. Absolute chaos. You think, we're right in this. Second half starts. Barcelona score again. You push forward desperately, trying to equalise. Frenkie de Jong gets sent off. Barcelona are down to 10 men with stoppage time approaching. Finally, a chance. You throw everyone forward, but you still lose 3-2. Because even with 10 men, even under pressure, Barcelona found a way. They always find a way. So what is it? What makes this Barcelona so suffocating to play against? It starts with something simple. They don't let you settle. Most teams will press for periods of the game. High intensity for 10 to 15 minutes, then drop back and reset. Not Barcelona. They hunt for 90 minutes straight. Every pass you attempt has a Barcelona player sprinting toward you. Every touch is contested. Every time you think you've found space, 2 players appear from nowhere. It's exhausting, not just physically, mentally, because you know that one loose touch, one poor pass, one moment of hesitation, and suddenly you're chasing shadows while Barcelona flood forward in a wave of blue and red. And when they win the ball back in your half, forget about recovering your shape. They're already attacking. But here's where it gets truly terrifying. Barcelona don't need to dominate you to destroy you. Against Espanyol earlier this month, Barcelona were outplayed for 85 minutes. Espanyol created chance after chance. Their goalkeeper, Joan Garcia, facing his old club, was under siege. He made save after save, keeping Barcelona in a match they had no right to win. Then, the 86th minute arrived. One moment of brilliance, one pass, one finish. 1-0 Barcelona. 4 minutes later, 2-0. Game over. Espanyol dominated for 85 minutes and lost 2-0. That's the cruelty of playing Barcelona right now. You can do everything right, execute your game plan perfectly, create chances, control possession, and still lose, because Barcelona only need 5 minutes of magic to rip your heart out.
Well, their way of thinking about the game, I use the word thinking because common people or people that don't understand football, they play football, they think it. It's very different. They don't build or create individual, they create teams.
Now let's talk about the way they score goals, because it's not just the quantity, it's the variety. Some teams are predictable. Stop their main striker, crowd the box, and you've got a chance. Not Barcelona. Lewandowski, still clinical at his age, still finding pockets of space in the box. Rafinha, playing at a level that has people genuinely discussing Ballon d'Or possibilities. He's scoring from outside the box, cutting inside, finishing one-on-ones, everything. Lamine Yamal, 18 years old and already making defenders look foolish. His movement, his decision-making, his confidence, it's unnatural for someone his age. Ferran Torres, coming off the bench and scoring, starting matches and scoring. He's had the best season of his Barcelona career. Fermin Lopez, a midfielder who drifts into dangerous positions and punishes you when you lose track of him. Pedri, creates chances, scores goals, and dictates tempo when the game needs controlling. You can't game plan for this. You can't say, stop this player and we'll be fine, because the moment you focus on one threat, another one destroys you. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And there's no bandage big enough to stop the bleeding. And then there's the tactical flexibility. Playing a low block to absorb pressure, Barcelona will patiently pass around you, probing for weaknesses until they find the crack in your defence. Pressing high to disrupt their build-up, they'll go direct, bypass your press with one long ball, and suddenly Yamal or Rafinha are running at your exposed defence. Trying to match their intensity? Good luck. They've been training under Flick for months. Their fitness levels, their pressing triggers, their understanding of when to push and when to hold, it's been drilled into them. them. You're always reacting, always adjusting, always one step behind. And in modern football, being reactive means you're already losing. Let me tell you about a player who embodies what Flick has done. Pau Kubasi, 19 years old, playing centre-back for Barcelona. And he's not just filling in, he's thriving. There was a match against Real Betis where Kubasi completed 87 passes at 100% accuracy. Not a single misplaced pass. Think about that. A teenager in a high-pressure environment, playing out from the back against an aggressive press, and he didn't make a single mistake. That's not luck. That's a kid who's been coached, trusted, and developed into someone who genuinely believes he belongs at this level. And he's not alone. Gerard Martin, another young defender who stepped up when the team needed him. His nickname in the dressing room is Gerard Maldini, and it's not a joke anymore. He's earning it with every performance. This is what Flick does. He doesn't just improve the established stars, he transforms young players into genuine contributors. He gives them responsibility, demands excellence, and they deliver. But if I'm being honest, the most terrifying thing about Barcelona right now isn't their attack, or their press, or their young talent. It's their belief. You can see it in the way Rafinha celebrates goals, the way Pedri controls games under pressure, the way the entire team reacts when they go behind. They don't panic. They don't change the plan. They just keep playing, keep pressing, keep believing that the goals will come. And they always do. When you face Barcelona right now, you're not just playing against 11 talented players. You're playing against a team that knows they're better than you. That confidence seeps into everything they do. Their passing is crisper. Their movement is sharper. Their decisions are faster. Meanwhile, you're in the tunnel before kickoff, knowing what's coming, hoping your game plan holds up, praying your defenders don't make mistakes. That psychological battle is already half lost before the first whistle.
And we played against some top teams like City, Liverpool, Chelsea and stuff, Arsenal. But the way they passed the ball, the midfielders, the way they were fluid in the movement and combining, made it really hard for us to press.
Hansi Flick inherited a Barcelona side that had been in crisis. Financial problems, injury issues, questions about whether they could compete at the elite level. People doubted whether he was the right man for the job.
So I'm surprised that Barcelona have moved for him. I think there are other more highly rated German coaches out there on the market right now. Julian Nagelsmann would have been an option, and I think that he would have probably been a better option for Barcelona.
After all, his stint with Germany ended in disaster.
Wir sind so blind und wir machen die stark. Das kann nicht sein, ey.
But Flick did something remarkable. He didn't try to reinvent Barcelona. He took what made them great historically.
The philosophy they have, it's similar like mine, so ball possession and really attacking football. These are the things I love. And
the possession, the pressing, the commitment to playing attractive football, and added his own ideas. More verticality, more directness, more ruthlessness in transition. The result is a Barcelona that plays with joy but kills with precision. They dominate possession when needed, but they don't waste time. Every pass has purpose. Every movement creates space. Every attack feels dangerous. And crucially, Flick never makes excuses. Half the squad is injured? No problem. He'll trust the young players. No money for big signings? Fine. He'll develop what he has. Facing Real Madrid in a final? Bring it on. That mentality has infected the entire team. They've stopped being a club that talks about their history and started being a club that writes new chapters. So here we are. Barcelona just won the Spanish Super Cup. They beat Athletic Bilbao 5-0, then outlasted Real Madrid 3-2 in one of the wildest finals in recent memory. They're sitting at the top of La Liga, 9 wins in a row, scoring goals for fun, playing with a swagger that makes opponents uncomfortable before kickoff. And the scary part? They're still getting better. Flick keeps demanding more. After matches they dominate, he'll point out the moments they lost focus. After trophies, he reminds them that the next game matters just as much. He's built a culture where winning isn't enough. Perfection is the goal. That's why no team in Europe wants to face Barcelona right now. Because you're not just playing against talent, you're playing against a system that suffocates you, a squad with goals coming from everywhere, a manager who outthinks you, and a mentality that refuses to break. You're playing against a team that might let you have hope for 85 minutes, then crush you in 5. You're playing against a Barcelona side that's finally playing like Barcelona again, except now they've added a ruthless edge that makes them even more dangerous. So when managers across Europe see Barcelona's name come up in the draw, that sinking feeling in their stomach, that's not paranoia, that's realism. Because right now, Barcelona aren't just good, they're a nightmare dressed in Blaugrana, and they're coming for everyone. The only question left is, who's brave enough to try and stop them?